You're listening to the Conscious Her podcast. Have you ever felt like the universe is ignoring you? That you can't quite seem to get the clarity, solutions, or answers you're looking for? As human beings in the 21st century, we often struggle to receive guidance from the universe. In this episode, I reveal the biggest secret to successfully receiving guidance from the universe, including 6 powerful tips that you can take right now so that you never feel ignored again. Hint, it's not nearly as complicated as you think. So, stay tuned. Hi, I'm Kimberly Morrow, and you're listening to the Conscious Her podcast. The Conscious Her is an accessible online platform and community of conscious women that are empaths, highly sensitive people, and intuitives who are both curious and passionate about spiritual and energetic self-development. As a professional psychic medium, spiritual guide and mentor, intuitive energy healer, and channel for over 5 years now, I dedicate my life to reconnecting energetically sensitive women to the divine within themselves so that they can live the most fulfilling, rewarding, and transformational life possible by remembering who they are and why they're here. If you're looking to learn how to leverage and apply your incredible energetic gifts in your personal and professional life and utilize your intuition and sensitivity as your personal superpowers, this podcast is for you. So let's dive into today's discussion right now. Hey, beautiful light being, and welcome to the Conscious Her podcast. Welcome to episode number 8, What to Do When the Universe is Ignoring You. The title of this podcast is a little bit cheeky because the reality is that the universe is never ignoring you. It's simply responding to you. It's responding to the energy, frequency, and vibration that you are sending out. And the universe is reflecting that back to you. I actually received the energy and essence of this podcast last week. And even though I have episodes planned ahead of time, as in I know what I want to talk about each week, I channeled this one through me from my spirit guides. I have planned many different topic ideas to discuss here on the Conscious Her podcast, but what I've been finding for the last few episodes is that they are becoming intuitively guided. The spirit realm is working closely with me on this project and is inspiring me with regards to what to speak on next. So I've just simply been following that. So last week I received this analogy or metaphor from Source via my spirit team, and I just knew I needed to discuss this next because it's really important that you know this. Have you ever been in a situation where, and I'm sure you've been in this situation before, but have you ever been in a situation where you're talking with someone one-on-one? So you're trying to either explain something to them or show them something or talk about an idea or something that inspires you or even something that upsets or deeply concerns you. And overall, it's very important to you. And they're only half paying attention to you. Like they're trying to multitask, they're on their phone, they're working at the same time, or they're cleaning something, or they're fixing something, they're watching TV, and they're trying to pay attention to multiple things at once, and you just happen to be one of those things. And so instead of just sitting there and giving you their full attention and presence in the moment, getting very quiet and looking you in the eyes and holding space for you to express yourself, which is all you really want from them because whatever it is you're expressing is really important to you, they're just completely sidetracked. You want to feel seen and heard and appreciated, understood, valued, and prioritized, but instead you're feeling completely disregarded. And you're only getting muddled half answers or mixed messages because they're not even really listening to you at all. And it makes you feel terrible and frustrated, like you're just wasting your time. I'm sure you've been in this situation before, and it's really deflating. It just really kills your energy and enthusiasm. Now, I want you to take a minute and think about what's happening in this situation. And instead of the other person who's not giving you their full attention, replace that person with the universe. You probably feel completely ignored by the universe, right? Now, once you've got that in your head, okay, I want you to let this situation be mirrored back to you the other way around. And this is where this beautiful metaphor or analogy comes in. When you feel like the universe is ignoring you and not paying attention to you, and you're suffering mentally and emotionally as a result of that, it's because you're ignoring the universe and not paying attention to it. The universe is simply asking you for your full attention, for your presence, for your energy, for you to just simply be quiet and to listen to it. Listen to it. But instead, you're so busy. You're distracting yourself. You're leading a life and mind of chaos. You're always working or fixing something or someone. You're trying to control. You're thinking and analyzing, and you're letting your emotions carry you away. You're getting completely hung up in your human identity and completely disregarding your spirit, your soul, and your own energy field. You're doing everything but the one thing that you're expecting in return. The universe and your spirit team want to share with you all of the important and significant information, insight, wisdom, knowledge, creativity, inspiration, motivation, ideas. It wants to have that beautiful time with you to share and exchange that energy between the two of you. But you're so caught up in your life, rushing from one moment to the next, one thing to the next, busy, busy, busy with a monkey chatter brain, you're not in any place even close to receive that information you desire from the universe. You're literally being that person that is trying to pay attention to multiple things at once, and you're treating the universe as one of those insignificant things with only a quarter of your attention or less. And then you really believe that the universe is ignoring you because you're not getting the answers, the solutions, the validation, the confirmation or clarity you're asking it for. You're getting half-assed, mixed messages from the universe because that's all that you're making yourself available for. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So if you want the universe to stop ignoring you and start responding to you, you have to make yourself a vibrational match to receive all that you desire and all that you're seeking. The answers, the solutions, the validation, the confirmation, and the clarity you're looking for are trying to come through, but you're essentially blocking them from coming through. And even if they are coming through, you're then ignoring it or turning a blind eye to it because it's not what you want to hear. The biggest secret to never being ignored by the universe again is to slow down, stop what you're doing, get present, get very quiet, and listen. Listen. See the universe as just another being who is simply looking for your full attention so that it can successfully share the information that you need to know. You have to take this seriously if you want to get the results you're asking for. We live in a very fast-paced world, a world of convenience. The development of technology has brought us to this place where we expect everything to happen in our lives instantaneously. We're so used to having everything at our fingertips and having Google as our go-to for answers. We've got our phones glued to our hands and eyeballs. It's trained us to believe that everything should be coming to us in an instant. And if we don't get it in an instant, we get all flustered and confused and impatient and frustrated. We've naturally adapted to this fast-paced world that in a lot of ways does more harm than good. In addition to that, so many of us get into the habit of relying on everything external to us for the clarity, the answers, the validation, the reassurance, the solutions, you name it, that we need. We've been brought up into a Western world, a society, a culture, a conditioning where everything we need is found outside of ourselves, and that is what is accepted as normal. So we have all of this programming from a young age as we begin to develop our human identities that overtakes us and consumes us, where everything in life is based on our external world and nothing is based on our internal world. We learn to ignore our inner world. It truly is a crisis to our soul and to our spirit as a cosmic being. And because of this, so many of us deal with this low self-worth and mistrust in ourselves and our abilities to navigate our lives on our own and find what we really need. We're programmed to ask everyone else but ourselves to the solutions to our problems and challenges and struggles in life. When was the last time you asked yourself for the clarity you're looking for? When was the last time you heard your intuition but ignored it anyway? When was the last time you really prioritized yourself? So naturally, it really is difficult to go back to this idea of slowing down, stopping what we're doing, getting really present, and giving the universe our full, undivided attention and listening. It's completely backwards to what we've been indoctrinated with. It's completely backwards to our conditioning in the human identity and in the human form. So many people struggle with this. So many people complain about this. And so many people suffer mentally, emotionally, and spiritually because of this. It's absolutely tragic. And because of this, many people unintentionally lower their vibration and attune to lower frequencies because they're completely detached from love frequency and from their own soul essence, their own spirit. When people are sitting in a low vibration, when they're anxious or panicked or stressed or sick, they're not easily able to shift into the state of receiving answers, solutions, or clarity from the universe. I feel like this is what is happening in the Western world right now on a very large scale. We're not set up to live in a world that values mindfulness and awareness and self-care and connection to self. And I can only hope that this is slowly starting to change now in 2021. So what do you need to do when you feel like the universe is ignoring you? Here are my 6 tips to help you. So number 1, Remind yourself that the universe is only ever responding to you. Your vibrational state, or your energy frequency and vibration, will determine what type of energy you will bring into your life and continue to bring into your life. You are a part of the universe. You are one with all that is. You cannot be separate from it. It's impossible. So if you really want to work with the universe, or yourself, I should say, you have to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. There's no other way around that. When you start thinking about it this way, you become a lot more conscious and mindful of the type of energy you're broadcasting out into the world. So when you feel like the universe is ignoring you, you have to look at it as a mirror reflecting back to you and say to yourself, how am I ignoring myself? What parts of myself am I ignoring right now? Number 2, allow yourself to slow down and rest as necessary. You're not meant to be running on all 4 cylinders 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week. You're not meant to be in a constant stress and worry. You're not meant to be always driving yourself into burnout. You're not meant to be channeling your energy into that which depletes you and makes you unhappy. If you do this long enough, you're probably going to give yourself an injury or an illness. If this is you right now, I highly suggest you start making changes to your schedule so that you're back in charge of your life and not the other way around. So ask yourself now, what changes can I make right now to give myself enough time to rest and operate in periods of ebb and flow? What does that look like for me? What forms of rest do I enjoy the most? Know that by allowing yourself to slow down and rest as necessary, you're starting to create that space and hold that space for the universe to connect and communicate with you. You're actually allowing your energy system and field to be in the state to receive from the universe. Number 3, give yourself permission to have at least 15 minutes per day to sit quietly, hold space for yourself, get present to the now, and to listen. Again, the answers, the solutions, the validation, the confirmation, and the clarity you're looking for are trying to come through to you. The universe is trying to communicate with you, but you're essentially blocking it from coming through by never giving yourself the time or space to actually listen. So if you're following number 1 and 2, this will come naturally as the 3rd step. I hear so many people say that they can't seem to find 15 minutes in their day to sit quietly and to hold space for themselves. And I just want to provide some tough love by saying, if it's important enough to you, that you will find the time. You won't make the excuses. You'll just do it because you're ready to prioritize yourself and make this your practice. So whether this looks like breath work or meditation or visualization or soaking in a bath or shower or a quiet hobby or activity, find the stillness and become aware and present of yourself. Don't let yourself think it's a big production or a big chore to do this. Let it be simple and let it become something that is part of your day that brings you joy, something that you do for you. If you're a highly sensitive soul, this should be easy for you and should not only feel like a refuge, but a huge relief. Number 4, when intuitive insights do reach you, accept them and don't ignore them. This is much easier said than done. When you do begin to receive information, ideas, or inspiration from the universe, honor them, write them down, and journal them out, even if you don't fully understand them or if they don't feel completely relevant. Know that you're more than capable of receiving from the universe. Trust what you're feeling and what's coming through to you. Allow them to just be what they are without judging them or psychoanalyzing them or overthinking them. The more you do this, the further you skew the truth that you initially felt or received. This is especially true if you don't particularly like what comes through, or you receive information that you don't want to know or hear. The worst thing that you can do is turn a blind eye and abandon your intuition and all that which you have received from the universe. Know that doing this and getting the hang of this will really make you feel uncomfortable because you're dealing with the human identity and the ego, which like to complicate things and make things bigger and scarier than they necessarily are. I have spent the greater portion of my life ignoring my intuition and a lot of guidance coming through from my spirit guides and the universe in all types of situations, and it has never once let me down. It's also never been wrong about the big things that I needed the most help with. I've suffered infinitely more from resisting and ignoring the universe than from actually listening to it. Number 5, get into the flow of receiving. Try your best to shift yourself into the mindset and the being or essence of receiving information at all times from the universe. Expect that communication from the universe is accessible at all times. Don't limit yourself in terms of how you think the universe will connect and communicate with you, because anything is really possible here. Think of the metaphor or analogy I provided earlier, and then think of yourself as the one who, instead of being heavily sidetracked and distracted when the universe is trying to talk to you, is now the one who has the full attention of the universe and is present and patiently waiting to see, hear, and receive from the universe. Because you know that that's what the universe is waiting for you to do so that you can fully understand and grasp what's coming through to you. Remember that the universe wants to help you, so allow yourself to receive all that which is going to help you. Let it be natural and let it be a way of life for you. Don't ever be embarrassed or ashamed by it or feel like you need to hide it or keep it private. You owe it to yourself to give yourself that form of self-respect. And just a side note and tip, when you're in this mode of receiving, you're really leaning into your divine feminine and strengthening the right brain. And if you have parts of yourself that you are repressing, your divine feminine, this is going to be difficult for you. You will need to work on healing and balancing both your masculine and feminine energies to get really good at this. So take this as a sign for you for what to work on so that you can really strengthen your intuition and your energy channels by leaning into this state of receiving. And finally, number 6, be patient and trust. Patience is a virtue these days more than ever, and especially when it comes to getting yourself into the habit of getting quiet and listening to the universe for all of the answers and solutions and inspiration and clarity you seek. You have to stay persistent and trust that you will receive. It often really does take time to receive, depending on the magnitude of the challenge, obstacle, or issue that you're dealing with at the time. This is often because we are dealing with our ego, our 3D human identities, and our emotions, which cloud our view and ability to see clearly. Remember that when you allow yourself to start getting into the routine and embodying the 5 prior steps, it can take time to adjust yourself depending on how foreign all of this is to you and the programming or indoctrination you're breaking down and dismantling in your life that would prevent you from this beautiful practice. My advice to you would be to start small. Start with smaller predicaments or dilemmas or choices or decisions that don't involve too much emotion or attachment. And then set your intention to receive the answer and open up your awareness to it, trusting that it will come through. When you begin to get comfortable with this, then move up to larger things. Just keep practicing. I sincerely hope you have enjoyed listening to this episode today and that you resonate with it, relate to it, and that you have learned something today. I would love to know if this episode has provided you with the clarity you needed around getting answers from the universe and really working with the universe to help you navigate your life. Please reach out and connect with me over on Instagram. My handle is @theconsciousher, and let me know what insight you have gained from this episode or what light bulb moments you might have had. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode and for listening to the Conscious Her podcast. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here and a part of our community. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure you subscribe and share it on your social media channels with your spiritual soul sisters, friends, family, and network. Chances are, if this resonated with you, it will for them too. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'm here to help. You can email me at hello@theconsciousher.com, and I may even use your question or topic of discussion for a future podcast episode. If you want daily support for your highly sensitive soul, please visit me over on Instagram @theconsciousher. If you're interested in working with me, visit www.theconsciousher.com and be sure to subscribe to my mailing list. Finally, I do have a personal request. I believe that our purpose here is to heal ourselves and to serve others, and together you and I can help more people. If you would please leave a positive review for this podcast on iTunes, I'd be so eternally grateful for your support. Thank you and have a great day.